and we invite you to share your commencement address with us.
Thank you. Provost Herbert, Senior Vice Provost DiNardo, Associate Vice Provost Marion, Dean Ruth, Visiting Philadelphia Leadership, Board of Advisors, faculty and staff, family and friends, and dear class of 2015. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak here today. I am delighted to be sharing and celebrating this new beginning with all of you. And I am profoundly grateful for the honor you have bestowed upon me with this doctorate degree. My father worked in the Merchant Navy in the early 60s, going on voyages that lasted as long as 8 months each. I was about 7 years old when he first drew my attention to an incredibly bright star in the night sky. It stood absolutely still while the rest of the celestial bodies danced around it. That star, I was told, was the North Star. I learned from my father that explorers at sea depended on the star when there were no other landmarks in sight. In the wisdom traditions of ancient India, known as the Gurukul system, the teacher shares a few aphorisms with the student just as they are preparing to graduate and enter the real world. This 4,000-year-old tradition of orally whispering the meaning of a few precious words into the student's ear is alive to this very day in many parts of India. It has one and only one purpose: to serve as the student's North Star, an inner GPS, if you will. The words are handpicked to help the students regain their bearing should they veer off course or lose themselves in this world. So today, in line with that ancient unbroken tradition, I wish to share with you the meaning of 3 Sanskrit words. That's it, just 3 words. And along the way, I will sprinkle in a few anecdotes about my life and my family. Running a technology business has always been the defining passion of my life. I remember my birthday back in 2007. My wife handed me an envelope with a card that read, "Your birthday gift is coming 9 months from today." I had no clue what she was talking about. I replied that I was ready to quit my lucrative job as the president of an energy software company, cut back on our personal expenses, and pour all of our life savings to start a biotech company with my brother. She smiled and responded with reassurance, "Go for it!" And oh, by the way, I'm pregnant with our first child. It all worked out okay. Today, we have 2 wonderful children, and they are the best gifts anyone could ask for. And as some of you already know, our biotech company has seen many successes over the years. National awards, multiple grants from the government, over 40 awarded patents, and most importantly, a game-changing medical device that saves people's lives. All invented right here in Sacramento. My brother and I lost 3 out of 4 grandparents and our paternal uncle to stroke. This insidious and deadly disease claimed the lives of too many loved ones in our family. So this is why, about 7 years ago, we decided to combine my brother's training as a neurologist with my background in engineering to fight this disease. We love what we do. Both of us share a vision burning inside of us that has driven us for all of these years. And it has not subsided for a single moment since we started this company. This vision for a transformative solution for stroke drives the very beat of my heart. We genuinely feel like life has given us this task, and we're deeply, deeply honored to do it. But we are all called, but each person is called to do so in his or her unique way. The ancient seers of India coined an elegant word for this. They called it dharma. You have to roll your R's to pronounce it right. Dharma. Many things matter in your life, but 2 or 3 things matter above all else. It matters whether you pay off your student loans or not. It matters whether you find a job that fully leverages your newly acquired skills. Yes, these things matter, relatively speaking. But a few things matter even more, and that is finding the essence of who you really are. What is your true purpose? What is your unique gift to the world? When you leave planet Earth one day, will you simply leave it less crowded, or will you leave it enriched in some unique way? This is Dharma. So, here are 2 simple ways to know if you have found your true calling. First, do you love what you do? Does your pursuit delight and excite you on a daily basis? And second, what activities make you lose track of time? All of us tend to have something in our lives that makes us literally step out of time. We effortlessly immerse ourselves in it. Find out what that is and build your vocation around it. Finding and following your calling is the intoxication of losing yourself in something that is much bigger than yourself. Trust that it is your destiny to play an outsized role in life. Challenge yourself to live at your highest level. And remember, you are free to show up and just be you. That's the beauty of Dharma. Follow your heart and contend with whatever spills from it. You will then unearth that speck of bliss and contentment that nothing in this world can erase. The second word that I whisper into your ear is seva, a graceful Sanskrit word that translates to mean selfless service. To a few, seva means charity, the voluntary giving of help, typically in the form of money to those in need. And to some others, it is the donation of their time or expertise. They are all legitimate endeavors as charitable behavior leads to benefits for the giver. But seva is much, much more than that. It isn't something you confine to a single part of your life. Allow me to elaborate. My wife, seated here, is a cardiologist, and like many of the patients she helps, she routinely works under stressful conditions. Then she comes home and has to put up with me. To top that, on weekends and weeknights, she stays up late in pursuit of a postgraduate academic degree in education. She is also the mother of our 2 young children. And no matter how frequently these roles end up in conflict with each other, and in spite of all of the help that my in-laws and I offer her routinely, she insists on protecting her parent time with our children. Reading pages from a Harry Potter book after a stress-filled, sleep-deprived, tough call night at the ICU, that is seva. I have been blessed with incredibly supportive parents. When any one of her adult children faces turbulence in their lives, I know my mother feels the exact same emotions. But over and over again, she has fought to hold back her tears to make room for others. Committing to be the bedrock of stability for your family, that too is seva. Like my wife and my mother, I know there are many parents and relatives in the audience today who have sacrificed and served without a faint thought of receiving any reward or repayment in return. You did it only one day. your loved ones could make the trek across this stage, shake a hand, earn their diploma, and flip their tassel. Know that this is selfless service. So one might argue, why should we bother with seva when the pace of our modern lives seems increasingly frenzied? You are here on earth to use your talents in service of others. The more thoroughly you embrace that, the sooner you'll see its benefits come back to you. You will experience the same experience you have caused to others. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Plato. The unrecognized firemen who serve our community each and every day of the year with courage and steadfast devotion. The elementary school teacher who quietly shells out her own hard-earned cash to pay for basic supplies for her students. The ER nurse that insists on staying by a patient's bedside long after her hospital shift is over. These are folks who make service a matter of daily living. Life's critical moments are often hidden in seemingly ordinary days. Too often we underestimate the power of a hug, a smile, a genuine compliment, or a listening ear. It is these smallest acts of caring which hold the potential to transform someone's life. I can do no great things, only small things with great love, Mother Teresa. My 2 young children are in the audience today. My daughter is 7 years old, and my son is turning 5 next month. These 2 children are utterly fearless. My daughter taught herself to do headstands, backflips, and single-handed cartwheels. And every summer, we see our 4-year-old transform from a boy into a fish. He loves to swim, and the little daredevil will fearlessly dive into the deep end of any pool. My wife and I are constantly amazed at their tenacity and cheerful consent to keep trying new things, hard things, and sometimes even dangerous things, leaving us parents with the palpitations. But why do adults tend to be less adventuresome? Why do we subconsciously withdraw from unfamiliar stimuli, whereas children enthusiastically seek them out? Somehow, between childhood and adulthood, too many of us utterly suppress our innate desires to think and do big. As we grow up, that sense of invincibility seems to get conditioned out of us. Why? Too many of us who want a raise are simply too afraid to ask. Too many crave for new and exciting opportunities at work, but are too nervous to speak up. Too few who dream of being their own boss and launching an entrepreneurial career actually take the plunge. Too few. The baby elephant in the circus is chained to a tree stump so it would never escape to freedom. When it tried to break away, the heartless chain would pull it back. After many years of conditioning, even when the metal chain is removed, the mighty elephant doesn't run away. Why? It just stopped trying. The self-limiting beliefs we silently carry around form the circular boundaries of our comfort zone. Pull too far away from it, and we run the risk of experiencing discomfort and pain. So what do we adults do instead? We withdraw, we recoil, we shy away from transformational experiences, and in the process, throttle our ability to live our unlived life. I believe it was the Dalai Lama who said, "An extraordinary life is waiting for you outside your comfort zone." I want to share with you my own personal experiences in dealing with this. For the past 15 years or so, I have identified one goal, just one goal, every single year that would literally rip me out of my comfort zone. Think of this as a breakthrough goal that requires you to grow personally before it can be accomplished. In the year 2000, when I was several pounds overweight, I committed to training for and running a marathon, which I did. The next year, I signed up to join the local Toastmasters Club right here in Sacramento so I could overcome the awkwardness I felt while standing up to speak in front of large groups of people. And the year after that, my wife and I flew to Barrow, Alaska, where I trekked the frozen tundra with the native Inuits and took a dip in the Arctic Ocean. The grandeur of the annual goal is not relevant. What is important is our unyielding commitment to routinely reach for the outer edge of our endowments. You will feel anxious. You may feel pain. The voices in your head will scream, is this the right time to do this? How will we pay the mortgage? What about saving up for the kids? What will others think if I fail? Don't worry. The incessant voices in your head are merely a confirmation that you are staring down all of the conditioned concepts about yourself. Lean in anyway. Lean into it harder. And one fine day, after many years of trying and never giving up, in the most innocuous of moments, when no one is looking, you will break free from the shackles and watch your spirit begin to soar. And when you do, the noises in your head will simply go away. They will simply go away. They will simply go away. No thoughts, no worries, no chatter, just a deep knowing that there are absolutely no limits to the human endeavor. This is your third word, simha. It means lion, and it stands for ferociousness, courage, and valor in the face of life's most daunting challenges. Remember that every self-limiting belief you hold about yourself is a lie. And if you're willing to challenge your limits, they will simply go away. They will simply go away. They will simply go away. Serve others. Find and follow your calling unpretentiously. Don't feel the need to tweet your every success. And one day, the grandeur of the choice will sneak up on you. At the most innocuous of moments, you will get a confirmation that you are doing your life's work. Austrian philosopher Franz Kafka said it best. The world will freely offer itself to you to be unmasked. It has no choice. It will roll in ecstasy at your feet. Within each human soul is a longing for more, a thirst that can be quenched by following your calling, sharing your talents for the betterment of society, and facing life's challenges by roaring like a lion. Dharma, seva, simha. Words my father whispered into my ear a decade or so after I first set my eyes upon the North Star. And today, I whisper them into yours. May they help you orient your choices and activities in ways that serve to fulfill the promise of your own true potential, as they do for me. You know, life is an empty canvas. You can either settle for a few crow scratches in a barely noticeable corner of that canvas, or you can drench the entirety of it in vibrant, bold colors. How do you want it to be? Let life touch you to the very depths of your being. The world contains hidden wonders you simply cannot anticipate. So soak in the full color, high definition, surround sound, multi-sensory experience that we all call life. And never, 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 ever let yourself forget that the most triumphant demonstration of courage is the story of you. Class of 2015, many, many congratulations to you on all that you have achieved so far. You did it! And I am so incredibly proud of all of you. Congratulations again. Thank you very much.
If there ever were truly inspiring words to live by, those were the words. So thank you. On behalf of the entire university community, Dr. Janardhan, thank you very much for those remarks.